Hi guys, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. My name is Igwe Chidema. If you're new here, you are very welcome. For my returning subscribers, thank you for always stopping back and for your support. So meet our pregnant mannequin. So today we're going to be making this mermaid maternity photo shoot dress. The dress is for someone a bit close to plus size, so it's not really a fit for this mannequin. That's why it's kind of looking big and not fitted. If you can see, I pin it with peg at the back. So if this is what you would like to see how I make this dress, then sit tight and let's get started. My phone can behave funny sometimes. You might think you're recording, but at the end of the day, you just meet story that touches the heart. I was lucky enough to notice that it wasn't recording before cutting out. So I'll just go ahead and explain what I have here, because as you can see, I already marked everything and what's left is just to cut out. So I just checked and noticed that it wasn't recording. So here we are. You can see the way I placed my tape. I placed it to the end of this fabric, the hem part, to get the full length of the down one, right? So I'm going to take away 15 inches from up here where my hand is, then measure the full length for this dress. So I take away 15 inches from that upper part, then bringing my tape down, I'm going to take the hip measurement. This dress is for a pregnant woman, right? As you can see from the thumbnail. So you have to measure from her on the bust to the hip line, because you're not going to mark at exactly her waistline. Okay, so after getting the hip line, I came down to the knee line, and then from that knee line I came up by 4 inches, because you can't mark at the knee line. This is a mermaid dress, and if you mark at the knee line, it might not, the person wearing it might not be able to walk properly. So go up by 4 inches. So after everything, I imputed the body measurement and then go ahead to connect after I had added 2 inches for allowance, right? So I'm going to cut out now. So that's what I did. So this is what we had after cutting out. So I've placed the front part on the other fabric I'm going to use to cut the back part. So I placed my tape at the hem of the back one and came up by 15 inches. This dress is going to have a tail. So I came up by 15 inches and I'm adjusting the upper parts to meet the 15 inches I came up by. Then at this side, I had 11 inches. One important thing you have to take note of when working with a stretchy fabric, especially for beginners, is that stretchy fabrics used to have a more stretchy side and side that is less stretchy. So when you're working with a stretchy fabric, take note of the side that is more stretchy and the side that is less stretchy. That side that is less stretchy should be the side going to the zipper part, so that when you put your zipper, it doesn't have bulginess at the back, because it's when you put the more stretchy part at the zipper line, just like this line I'm marking here, this side is going to serve as my zipper. So when your much stretchy side is on that side, it's going to give you bulginess at the back of your zip. So take note of that. So I just checked to take the nail line, like to mark the nail at the back panel, so that I will know where the nail stop. And then I went ahead to mark 2 inches for the zipper allowance. So from this knee line, which I indicated, I'm going to curve it this way to meet that point. Okay, so I noticed my camera also stopped recording at a point. So from this front part, from the hem, I went up by 3 inches because I'm going to curve it. You can see how I did the curving. So at the hem of the back part, like this hem part, I measured it and then got the center. So from this front one where I went up by 3 inches and curve, I'm going to make that curve to meet the center of the down part, just like you have seen what I did here. So I'm going to go ahead and curve it. You can see what we have. So the tail is going to be at the back of the dress. Now moving over to the front part, like the upper part, I mean to say, I'm going to take away 5 inches. This is going to be an off shoulder dress. So taking away 5 inches, this is optional anyways. You can decide to take away 4, take away 6, depending on you. So I placed my tape like so, came down by 15 inches, which is the half length of the dress, then marked 8 inches, which is the armhole, the chest line, and then 12, which is the bust point, and then the under bust is 14 and 1 inch, which is the full length, making it 15 for joining. So it's not really very clear, but I marked all the lines, all the 3 lines across, and then from each of those lines I'm coming out by 5 inches for the bust span. So I'll mark it on the chest line, bust point, and then the under bust, and also connect it. Guys, please and please, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please help us do so. Okay, it will mean so much to us. You see, we haven't even gotten up to 1K subscribers. Please help our small channel to grow. It will mean a lot to us. Thank you so much in advance. All right, so moving forward, I'm going to mark 2 inches at the side front and then 1 inch on the center front. Okay, so 2 inch at the side going to the side of the fabric that is bigger, that is larger, and then 1 inch on the other side is smaller part. So I'm going to connect it like this, and I'll use my curve ruler to curve it to meet the bust points. Okay, so just like this, curve it to meet my bust point. Then after that, we're going to mark the same thing at this upper part, not the chest line, this upper part. So I'm going to mark 2 inches again, just like I did at the under bust. 2 inches at the other side, the wider side, and 1 inch at the center side, which is the smaller part. So making everything 3 inches. And then we are going to also curve it into the bust point. The next thing I'm doing now is imputing the body measurement divided by and 4, then cut it out, and then adding the 3 inches which I took away for the dart and replacing them and adding the sewing allowance to it. I hope you understand. Like this waistline, I'm going to take the waist measurement, that's the under bust measurement, because there's no waist for this. It's a pregnant woman, so I'll just take the under bust because this is going to stop at the under bust where I'll be joining it with the down part. Okay, after taking that, I took the dart measurement, which was 3 inches, added it, and then the 2 inches for allowance, marked everything there, and then I'll cut it out. So right here, I'm making my armhole curve. After marking the lines of my measurements, I just imputed my armhole curve. Now moving forward to the back part, this is the back part. I have cut out the front, and then I'll use it to cut the back before cutting away the other pieces, just like you can see here. So after using the front to cut the back and then cutting the front, this is what I had. Okay, so I'll be moving forward to the net part. So this is the net. So what I have here in total is 30 yards of net. But you can use less if you like, depending on how full you want yours to be. So while walking, my tripod stand got broken. Yeah. So I just placed my phone somehow on the chair, and we're not getting a very clear view, but please manage, bear with us. So what I'm doing here is to try to arrange the net so I can cut out the strips that I'm going to use to design the bust point, like to give us the ruche, is it ruche, or the fullness at the bust area. Okay, so I put my I'm trying to get how many yards will serve for the upper part. Okay, so I think I made use of 3 to 4 yards to get the upper part, that bust. I think I made use of 3 to 4 yards. Yeah. So after I did that, I'm going to arrange the net and start cutting the tiny strips for the bust point. This is how I arranged the net. I folded it like this and folded it again. You can see, and then I measured 3 3 inches. Yes, I used 3 3 inches for this. So if you don't want to keep measuring 3 3 inches up until the down part, just cut off one, then use that one to cut the rest. But I was measuring 3 3 inches down, 3 3 inches, but at a point I felt like I was wasting too much time, so I started using the second method, which I cut the one I cut out. I will use it to place on the next one and then just keep cutting like that. Please don't mind this little guy, okay? So see the one I have here on my hand. That's one I have cut out. So I'll be placing it on it and then cutting just like that. Moving over to the detachable train, I told you my tripod is spoiled, it is broken, so I'm holding this phone on my hand to make this video. So you can see we are in the living room because of space. This is 5 yards of this net, 5 yards, and I folded it into two. I measured 5 yards, folded it into two. So I'm going to gather this point that I'm touching now. I'm going to gather it to that point that I'm pointing, like this top, this point to that point. I'm going to gather it and attach the band to it. Then for the ruche down, the strips I measured, I put the net like this together like this, and I placed my tape like so, and then I measured 10 inches down and I cut it out. I doubled it while attaching it to the detachable train. So if you would like to see the sewing of this dress, then subscribe to the channel so you get the notification when I post the sewing tutorial. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you subscribe. Please like the video as well if you've gotten value so far. Thank you so much, and we'll see you in our next one. Bye.